Industry Group Stadium is the venue, and while the Mariners starlet Garang Kuala swapped Terrigal for Tyneside, one thing the club has proven time and time again is its continuous production line of talent. There could be the future of the Mariners right there. So the Shepparton Shearer departs, but he leaves plenty of talent behind. Aiming to prevent the Mariners from making it 4 straight home wins is an Adelaide United side that's also rediscovering some form. Victory over Perth last week, their first since their very own Socceroo hero. There he is right there, Craig Goodwin, returned from Qatar. Adelaide United broke the Mariners' hearts and ended their season in the final series last year. They haven't won in Gosford since 2019. What will this afternoon produce under leaden skies but dry conditions on Pirate Day at Central Coast Stadium? As we have a look at Nick Montgomery's side, the Mariners flying high. It's been almost 7 years since they've won 4 straight at home. No Garang Kuala, of course, but Sam Silvera gets his opportunity from the off. Thomas Aquilina is favoured over Storm Roo, who returns to the bench. Aquilina starting at right back, and Storm Roo will sit on the pine alongside the new face in this week's squad in Cameron Windust. And Sammy Silvera, what a great opportunity it will be for him. Carl Viert says the confidence is slowly returning after breaking the duck following 3 games without a win. As the old saying goes, never change your winning formula. Panache Madanya retains his place at right back. Javi Lopez is still struggling with that groin complaint. And Joe Gauci spent time at the Mariners Academy early in his career. His last visit to Gosford resulted in a red card.
A lively start already off the start here for Adelaide United, and look, I'm really looking forward to this matchup this afternoon. 3rd and 4th on the table, and there's so much at stake here in this result.
It's tight at the top, of course. Brisbane's win last night makes things even more interesting. They could continue rocketing up the ladder if Warren Moon's side continues to rack up victories. So vitally important for the Mariners and the Reds to get another 3 points after both sides came off victories last start. Terios Triantis building up a nice partnership with Brian Kaltak at the back for the Mariners. Of course, Dan Hall has been utilised at the centre of defence on occasion, but it's Triantis' spot at the moment. And this man, Thomas Aquilina, coming into the Mariners side for Storm Roo. Steal. Another poor giveaway from Adelaide United. Tulio couldn't quite get the shot away, and Lockie Barr was the man who denied the Mariners on that occasion. Carl Viert would be blowing up about the way they've given the ball away in midfield, and Tulio so close.
That's a big moment there for Lockie Barr. Really great defensive effort to get himself back in, just put enough pressure on Tulio. It was a great opportunity for Mariners, but Adelaide need to be tightening up in the midfield there, just giving away possession really cheaply. A golden opportunity for the Mariners.
In Kololo, some silky skills. Gets this one over the top of Gauci. Kaltak was waiting, but it was just too high for the central defender to get a head on it. And Adelaide United get a throw, but it's been so close at both ends.
How about that for some good footwork by the big man there, and Kololo. Great footwork, great touches.
Silvera and Farrell again down that left side. Farrell cuts across the face of goal. Aquilina, it's just in front of him. And once again, another opportunity goes begging. Speaking of opportunities, this gives us one to get down to the touchline and check in with Tristan McManus.
Hello guys. Yeah, it's been a fun game so far. I think you're spot on with everything that you're saying up there. I think Mariners have the midfield at the moment. Adelaide just seem a bit too pedestrian at the back, and unfortunately it looks as though if they keep going that way, they're going to be punished. Farrell's getting a bit of space out there, although I think Panache is playing really well. Oh, just taking a look there for a second. Yeah, look at it. The game is wide open. You can't call it at the minute. You forget how good Adelaide are on the break. They just need to get Goody on the ball a little bit more. But I think Mariners have this midfield, and if it keeps going that way, I think the result is probably going to go that way too.
Well, they looked great last week when Madania started getting forward as well. Aquilina finds Farrell again. Cummings is ready there. And Joe Gauci will get the last touch. You just thought Jason Cummings might have poached it. There's calls for a handball as well. Once again, Jacob Farrell causing the dramas down the left-hand side of the field. Cummings oh so close for the Mariners as we wait for VAR to have a look at this one.
Well, Farrell was in great space out on that left-hand side, but the ball across to find him was just delightful. Cummings appealing for the handball. And the first one that did come across, and appealing ferociously as well.
Jacob Farrell's already had 4 touches in the opposition box through half an hour. Industry Group Stadium, where so far there's no score. Jason Cummings links up with Nisbet. Here is Farrell again. Silvera will cut back in towards the edge of the area and have a shot. It's deflected and it's in the back of the net. Joe Gauci can't hide his frustration, but the Mariners can't hide their delight. Sam Silvera's shot deflected into the back of the net. And you'd have to say on the balance of play, the Central Coast Mariners, will it be his 4th goal of the season? It doesn't matter. Any way it goes in, it is. The Central Coast Mariners 1, Adelaide 0.
Well, on the Harvey Norman replay here, again, Farrell does so well, demands the attention of 2 Adelaide defenders. Silvera drives in really well onto his right foot, takes a slight deflection in, but nonetheless, that's a great strike. The opportunity Silvera has had through this start this afternoon. He's looked to get that one away, and it felt as though that was coming for the Central Coast Mariners.
I think this will probably go down as an own goal to Alex Popovich in the end. Madania with a rare opportunity to get forward. He has Halloran in support on the right-hand side. Farrell has to do some defending here, and once again, it's Brian Kaltak who gets his head in the way and puts it over for a corner. But as soon as Panache Madania gets forward, Adelaide United looking lively.
Yeah, it did take a little while last week for Madania to just grow in that confidence and find a little bit more freedom as he did drive forward, and who other than Kaltak in the way of that one. But Halloran looking dangerous this afternoon and just starting to try and grow himself into the game.
Goodwin's in-swinger again. It's a... I thought that header might have been on target. He scored one last week, did Lockie Barr. This one at the back post skims off the top of his head. It goes out for a goal kick.
Yeah, once again, a beautiful delivery from Craig Goodwin.
The Mariners will look to break now. Sam Silvera goes to ground. The advantage is played. One may face further discipline from Alex King as play continues with Cummings. Cuts back on towards his left foot. Cummings, another deflection. And this one sails past Joe Gauci's left post. Well, wouldn't the Adelaide custodian be filthy if he got done by 2 deflections in the opening half? It's a corner.
Really well done there by Cummings. You can tell as much as anything he wants this on his favoured left foot. Kito tries to recover from that one, and Gauci stuck in the mud there, unable to make a play at that. A really heavy deflection that's taken.
Barr to Halloran, to Madania, towards the back post. No one there for Adelaide. Kiddo will come back to clean up. Goodwin with the back heel, and Kololo tries to get in front of Kiddo. He can't. Ryan Kiddo does really well, but Alex King says the last touch is off the Adelaide United left back, and the Mariners will get the goal kick. And that's a big relief for the Central Coast, because Adelaide United were looking lively.
Kiddo does really well to get up high there. And Kololo, great strength shown. Just in that tussle, good shoulder to shoulder, and a little shake of the head from Kiddo. A bit of frustration as this half wears down.
Well, the Mariners wouldn't have been wanting to give away a corner with one of the last kicks of the half, because Adelaide United have looked dangerous when they have had those set pieces. And that will do us at half-time at Industry Group Stadium. It was Sam Silvera's deflected strike. It goes down as an own goal against Alex Popovic. And it means that at half-time, it's the Central Coast Mariners 1, leading Adelaide United 0. The Central Coast Mariners with a 1-0 lead over Adelaide United. A deflected Sammy Silvera strike going down as an Alex Popovic own goal. And Adelaide United will have to come from behind to win for the first time this season, as Isais has been shown a red card for the challenge on Jacob Farrell. It looked bad. I'm not sure whether it looked red bad. He got straight up to apologise to Jacob Farrell. The replay will tell us more, but Isais, 20 seconds into the second half, has seen red. It's his second red card of the season. Adelaide United down 1-0, down to 10 men. He's protesting, but Alex King is adamant. And the way he got up to apologise, maybe Isais knows it as well. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, as we look on the Harvey Norman replay, there's absolutely no doubt about it. Unfortunately for Isais, he didn't mean it. There was no malice in it, but there's studs shown there into the back of Jacob Farrell, and the apologies coming through thick and fast immediately.
Yeah, the way that Isais apologised, you get the feeling that maybe the veteran Spaniard knew that it was coming. He picked up 2 yellow cards in the space of 4 minutes against Brisbane Roar, but this one is a straight red. And whatever Carl Viet said to his teammates or to his players, he may have wished that he was a teammate now. He needs to get out on the field and try to help them, but that team talk almost goes out the window, because Adelaide United down 1-0 will have to try to come back. I was sort of saying when that challenge occurred that they haven't been able to win a game after conceding the first goal all season, and Grace, it's going to be so much harder to do so now.
Yeah, but certainly not the start that Carl Viet would have wanted the Reds to get to in their second 45 minutes. Starting with a level of intensity, but just taking it too heavily.
Here's Silvera, heavy touch. Gauci gets in the way, but it rebounds straight into the path of Benny and Kololo, who was speaking about goals before the game. Well, now he's got his third of the season, and the Central Coast Mariners against the 10 men of Adelaide United, 2.5 minutes into the second half, lead 2-0.
Well, it goes from bad to worse here for Adelaide. But what a ferocious start to this second 45 minutes on the Harvey Norman replay. A great switch ball, nice and wide here. Sammy Silvera drives in really well. Joe Gauci, nothing much you can do about that one. He's gotten down well for the first, but the deflection was cruel to Adelaide. And then Kololo does really well just to see that one into the back of the net.
Well, the Gauci save bounces off Sammy Silvera's shoulder. And as you say, Grace, the rebound couldn't have been worse. We're only 4 minutes into the second half, and there's been a red card, a yellow card, and a goal. And Kololo lays off for Jason Cummings, who forces Joe Gauci to go full stretch and deny the Aussie Scotsman. Jacob Farrell goes down in the box. Alex King looks at his assistant. The Mariners want a penalty. Alex King says that Ben Halloran did exactly what was required of him. There'll be no penalty for the Mariners. Adelaide United will get the goal kick.
Mariners just piling on the pressure at the moment. Player advantage, they've got the 2-goal advantage. The run through from Farrell as we have a look. Really gentle in the back there from Halloran. It would have been a pretty soft penalty. Contact nonetheless, but made the most of that one.
A low ball dealt with by Popovic. But back to Aquilina. Nisbet, Silvera, Aquilina link up. And Aquilina, who went to ground in the first half, goes down again. Huande is seeing red as well. In a physical sense, he'll get a yellow card from Alex King, but he's not happy with the way that Sammy Silvera got involved there. Huande is fired up. He goes in to Alex King's book. And that's his 4th yellow card of the season. Well, Adelaide United really need to try to calm things down at the moment because, well, they'll be lucky not to see another player possibly seeing red.
It's so important here for Huande to keep his cool about it. This is the ankle that Aquilina went down with in the first half. He saw that physio treatment. A really reckless challenge there by Huande.
Adelaide United really, really need to settle down, get back to playing football, otherwise things could turn ugly. Tullio and Nkololo over this one. Silvera, lovely link-up play for Tullio at the back post. Gauci can't deal with it, and Medagna turns it into his own net. It's 3-0. Adelaide United are falling apart, and the Mariners are on their way to what would be a 4th straight home win. Bay 16 is up and about again in Gosford, but Adelaide United are imploding.
Well, I had said fraying at the seams, but Adelaide United here are becoming completely untied. That is a beautiful set play there from the Central Coast Mariners on the Harvey Norman replay. The creativity around this one, this is built so nicely. The weight of that ball through and the cross. Medagna, frustrating for the youngster there. He's done hardly anything wrong this afternoon, but the ball that's been whipped in there is just too good a quality to steer out. The first little flick from Gauci, nothing more that Adelaide can do from that one except to shake their heads in frustration.
Yeah, you get the feeling that the flick on from Joe Gauci, which has to be made, of course, from Joe Gauci, just puts Panache Medagna off guard a little bit. And the big question now is where Adelaide United go from here over the next half an hour plus.
Central Coast are just humming along at the moment. You can see some of these set plays, corners, free kicks. They are training ground pieces, but they are coming off perfectly, and whether that's the advantage they have, Silvera absolutely dances.
Here's Farrell again. Jacob Farrell with a 4th for the Mariners. Kiddo can't keep it out. And this is quite incredible in Gosford. It was Sammy Silvera who went past Huande like he wasn't there. The ball through for Jacob Farrell, who was so impressive in the first half. The Central Coast Mariners have a 4th, and it just keeps getting worse for Adelaide.
That is such a well-deserved goal there from Jacob Farrell. He's just done a mountain of work this afternoon, and whether he was shooting or looking to cross that one, square it across the face of the goal, he did come away a little sore from that challenge, but nonetheless, a superbly well-deserved goal from the youngster, and that one means a lot.
He scored on his A-League debut in an F3 derby, and then got his 2nd goal earlier this season against Western United. Cummings and Nkololo causing troubles for Kitto. Silvera has space on the left. Sammy Silvera had one taken off him in the first half as an own goal. He won't be denied this one, Sam Silvera. It's a 5-star Mariners performance. 5 goals to the good. Silvera does have his 4th of the season. And where could they go from here? All going wrong for Adelaide.
Well, as easy as you like for Sammy Silvera there. Time almost stood still as Adelaide United just stood off, allowed him way too much time and space on that ball. Real questions defensively about closing down a player of his quality right on the top of the 18-yard box, and there's a simple side foot finish into the back of the net. Central Coast absolutely flying.
That's way too easy, really. Panache Medagna So it may not be 5 at this stage. He's had a word from Lara Lee. They're looking at whether Michael Roos might have impacted Joe Gauchi's line of vision here. I think this will be chalked off. Michael Roos is offside, understandably. I think on the balance of things, the officials have come to the right decision there.
A little lifeline for Adelaide.
That's another wasteful ball for a throw for the Central Coast Mariners. Don't think I could see a bead of sweat on Danny Vukovic's brow then. Jason Cummings, who's barely had a sight on goal this half, pulls the trigger over the bar. He just thought maybe it was his moment.
Roos has done really well, as he has in the last few appearances off the bench for Central Coast, and Jason Cummings just slightly leaning back on that one, always rising with that shot, and he's frustrated. He wants to get in on the action here this afternoon.
And Kalolo looks to bring this cross in from Rue down. Cuts back. Michael Roos is waiting for a good save at his near post. Joe Gauchi keeps Roos out and keeps the score at 4. Kalolo towards the back post, but Gauchi is up high to pluck that one out of the Gosford sky. He wanted a quick break, but he have the options at his disposal, did Joe Gauchi. He goes long. Windust wins their header. Ansell's header ends up at the feet of Triantis. Michael Roos, 30 seconds left. Can they find a 5th here, the Mariners? They thought they had one. Sammy Silvera's goal was chalked out for offside. Kozeski takes a quick throw. Roos has 2 on him. He's happy to take it to the corner. Taking it to the corner at 4-0. Thoughts, Grace?
Oh, 2 contrasting approaches there. Kozeski looking to get that one underway as quick as he could, and Roos saying, no thanks, I'll take that one to the corner.
No time for the goal kick to be taken. Alex King brings a close to 90 minutes at Gosford, and you'd have to say that for most of it, it was domination for the home side. Nick Montgomery, a happy man after making it 4 straight home wins. Jacob Farrell was among the goal scorers. Sammy Silvera was among the absolute standouts, 2 own goals, but in the end clinical. Central Coast Mariners 4 have defeated Adelaide United 0.